Hi, everybody. I guess you're shocked. You're like, what? She's going live. But I'm helping a student right now. She's getting ready to go take her practical. And there was some questions that people were asking me about the haircut. What's an easy way of cutting hair when you go to State Board? Now, we're talking about the Texas cosmetology, nothing else, okay? So I'm going to show you a way that I taught another student. I know that everybody is so concerned when it comes up to the haircuts. So I'm going to pass it to her so that way she can be recording while I do the haircut. Okay, you want to stand right here? All right, so the first thing, you have the haircut. The haircut is 42 minutes. And, you know, even though that it's 42 minutes, you want to make sure that you utilize your time right. I'm just going to comb her out before we start everything. And I'm going to go ahead and put a cape on her. So let me get a cape real quick and a Sonic strip. So remember, I'm just teaching you the way, not showing you the true. Do you have a Sonic strip in here? Oh, let me get a Sonic strip real quick. Hold on. Here's the stuff, Sonic strip for yours. Okay, so of course the first thing that you want to do once you have everything out, you're going to sanitize your hands. You know, like I said, I'm not prepared, you know, with the bag. I'm just going to demonstrate. So I'm going to go ahead, bring it up so that way I can put the Sonic strip on. And these stretch. So make sure that you stretch it all the way around. Cannot see. Okay. These are not the capes that come with my, oh yeah, her hair got stuck. These are not the capes that come with the kit, just so you'll know. This is just a cape that I had here at the house. The capes that I have for the kits, they're a little bit different. Okay. So what I do is I teach them to go ahead and do the 4 quadrants. Again, one thing about the PSI, it does not require for any sectioning like it used to. Before, it used to say that, you know, you had to put it in 4 equal parts. So the first thing it says sanitize your hands, prepare the mannequin for service. And you got to do a scalp analysis. So when you do your scalp analysis, I should have done that first, right? So what you're going to do first, and that's what I meant to do. So I divide it into half, then I go back, I do it into quarters, and I'm looking. And what are you looking for? You're actually looking to see if she has any abrasions, if she has any pediculosis, you know, if she has any open cuts, anything like that. Of course, she's a mannequin, so she shouldn't have anything, not even any markings. So we're still looking to see if she has anything. Nope. And the bad thing about these mannequins, especially when you first get them, they do have dead pediculosis. So you're still looking, nothing, nothing. And then the last one, checking to see. Okay, she has nothing, so she's good to go. So again, I'm gonna put her into fours. And when I put this on YouTube, I'm not gonna put down as the Texas haircutting, and the only reason I'm not is because it's not. I'm just sharing a way of learning how to cut a haircut for Stateboard a little bit easier. Okay, so she has her 4 sections, right? You can see on the top, there's 4 sections on there. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's in 4 sections. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna work with the, you can either work with the back or with the front. I am gonna go ahead and work with the front. I'm diagonal from her, so my body is diagonal from where she's at. And you're probably gonna figure out like, what is she talking about? So what I'm gonna do, because she's diagonal, I'm gonna make a diagonal parting. What I'm doing is just coming all the way straight up. I know you're gonna see my face and I have no makeup on, so it's okay. All right, so we're gonna take off just a little bit on here. And we're gonna cut. Same thing, we're gonna get a diagonal again. We're gonna bring that up. We're gonna go opposite. You're gonna look for your guideline. So you can see your guideline right there. Go up, trim. Gonna go for your other one. Come up. You see your guideline again? You're gonna trim. Okay. By this time, you're almost halfway of that one subsection. You're gonna go up. Now you're not cutting as much. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and pick up that subsection. Bring it up. I'm gonna look. There's hardly anything to cut. Because remember, we're not cutting the length. We're doing a 180. Nowhere does it say that it can't be a 180. I know it can't be a 0, but it doesn't have to be a 180, okay? So I did that. I'm going to go ahead and take out a little piece. Leave that out. I'm going to go ahead, now not everybody, but I'm going to go ahead and clip it again. But I do have one little piece out. Now I'm going to turn the mannequin. Now I'm going to be opposite again to this one. Wet it down. Going to get a little piece again. Remember, I already have a little piece that I already did it with. So I'm going to come straight up, look for my guideline. Here's my guideline. I'm going to cut that. Again, come up, look for my guideline. You can see my guideline right there. Bring it up, cut. Do it again. Straight up. Look for my guideline. You can see my guideline right down there. Trim. Or cut. Okay, I'm almost halfway with this. Again, I'm bringing it straight up. You can see my guideline right in here. Trim. By that time, I'm already picking up all of that subsection. Okay? And I have little hands, so I know it can't be done. You can see the little part that needs to be cut. Okay, by this time, now I'm leaving some from that side, some from the first one. I'm gonna go ahead and pin this one, okay? So now we have these two sections that are left. Okay, and you can see that's even. So now we're gonna go to the back. Again, I'm gonna be opposite. Remember, we already have an area, we already have our guideline here. So I'm gonna pick up a little area. Look for my guideline. You can see the guideline right in there. Okay. Do it again. Pick up a little area. Look for the guideline. There it is. It's right there. We're going to cut. A little bit more. By this time, you're hardly cutting anything off. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and grab that whole section because we want to make sure that we're getting everything. That's it. So I'm going to now leave this area. I'm going to go ahead and pin that. Okay, now we're going to go to the last one. Going to wet it down. Again, I'm opposite of her. And I know that everybody's going to say, you know, this is right. You know, I'm just trying to help the students find an easy way of doing the haircut because as it is, they're already scared of going to this test. Okay, so you can see the guideline again. See the guideline again. Barely cutting off anything again. And by that time, I'm already going to go ahead and grab all of it with the top. Make sure I got it all. Bringing it up. Barely anything. Okay. So we already did, we sanitized our hands, we prepared the mannequin for service, we did the scalp analysis. Remember, the next couple of steps, there's 4 to 9 more steps when it says use a razor. Follow the guideline throughout the haircut. Use shears during the haircut. Haircut is blended. Cut a minimum of 1 inch throughout the entire head and remove hair off of the workstation. So we already did, we almost did almost everything. We still need the razor. So now I'm going to go ahead and cross-check it. Okay, I went ahead and took off all the clips. Now I'm going to go ahead and face her. I'm going to be behind her, just like if she was, you know, a client. I'm going to go ahead and bring down all the hair. And there's going to be several ways of checking her, cross-checking. First one, again, I'm going to divide her into 4. First one is going to be, if we cut straight up, which was vertical, how are we going to cross-check it? So we're going to cross-check it horizontal. So I'm going to bring it towards me. My shears just opened up. I saw that before anybody makes a comment. Okay, I'm going to come towards me, and I'm going to see if anything is uneven. In reality, there's hardly anything uneven. But for the sake of social media, we're going to go ahead and trim it. So there was that. Now I'm going to do the back. Remember, we had it into quadrants. So I'm going to bring that also. We're going to trim that too. Other one. get these little corners. And that's basically what they are, little corners. And, you know, and I tell the students, don't cut off too much. All you want to do is wherever you see the little stragglies, so you can see the guideline right there, just a little stragglies. That's all you want to take off, okay? Now, what I do is now I'm going to do the horseshoe, which is the crown area. So wherever the eyes are, I'm going to go ahead, do all this top part. Because remember, we already checked it all the way around. Now I'm going to check the top to make sure that everything is even. And I know that it's a big piece. I know it is. I know it is. I know everybody's going to be like, what? Why is she grabbing it all? I know. But remember when we used to turn our mannequins upside down and make sure everything is even? That's basically what I'm doing. So as you can tell, there's hardly anything that's missing. All I'm going to do for my own sake is I always go back and just recheck it. That's all I'm doing. Okay, so now we got left. What's the last thing we got to do? Is a razor. It does not mention where it needs to be done. So what I'm doing is I'm teaching them to go ahead and put the hair all the way straight back. All the hair all the way straight back. Okay. They're going to get the razor. Remember, they have to hold it a certain way. You want to come on this side? And all they're doing is coming in and they're getting just the ends. They just want to see that you can use a razor. That is it. It doesn't say that it needs to be around the perimeter. It doesn't say that it needs to be, you know, in, as far as like a face frame. I do want to make sure that it is even around this area. So I can see that there's a little area here that just needs a little bit more blending. Right in that little area. And that's it. I had a student who used this method not too long ago, and she only got 2 points taken off. Honestly, only 2 points. I don't know where they check. I like I said, I have nothing to do with PSI or TDLR. I'm just going with what I'm reading on the PSI. And again, on the PSI, all it says, please remember to remove 1 inch of the hair throughout the entire head by performing a layered haircut of your choice using a razor and shears. That's all it says. Well, we took off 1 inch here. We brought it all up to create the long layer. And if you look, it is long layer. You can go to the side and you can see it's all layered right in here. It just depends on what kind of layers. Now, if I was to come back and check to see, you know, and you could do that same, you could use that same basic method. And then when it comes up to the sides, and if you want to create more layers, all you have to do, because remember, it's already been, you already did mainly the haircut. All you got to do is just go back and get those corners. That's all it is. And you can take off that one little corner and you're already layered all over. So, what do you think?
That's not that bad.
It's not that bad?
No.
So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to stop my feed right here, or my live. And we're going to go ahead and go live with the student. So that way we can see how she does them. All right? We'll go ahead and we'll see y'all later.